Hey there, YouTube. Ice9 with the Madden mobile video, and spring is here. It's in the air, and we've got a lot of changes. We've got a lot of things happening for this weekend, and starting with the beginning of the league season playoffs, and the top 64 will go on now and play. I've heard at a higher difficulty level for the grand prize, which is 99 Barry Sanders. So here are the leaderboards, and here's how this is looking. We ended up 166, so we didn't make it, but we did really well with a record of 21-2 and a points for and against ratio of almost 2-1. We did pretty well. The two losses that we took were really early on in the league, and we lost fair and square. No excuses. Those guys did a good job against us. And at that time, it was early on, there was a couple things that were happening. EA, the way they were matching up leagues at that time was based on overall. So it was more of a fair thing, really. We were taking on leagues that were close to our own overalls, which made it tougher matchups for us. And as well, one thing, this league season thing started just after we started our league, Mobile Madness. So, the first day we had to add a new player just to get the necessary 24 to qualify. And we've added players since then, but that is tough to get everything together, to see who you have, to see who you can start and who can't really start at this point. You have to find all those things out. In the course of that, we just didn't have a lot of backup at that point. When we took our first loss, a couple of guys jetted. They took off right away because they are all about the rewards. And I will say, I'm going to go through this in a second, but we just dropped a member, and I'm going to go through that real quick. And I'm going to explain a little bit more about what we're looking for in our league, which is Mobile Madness. Stars at the end, 3 stars at the end, and the D is capitalized. Look for us, but we are at 31 members at this time. So, looking here at the top 100, we're going to see a lot of familiar names, but we're going to see some that are gone, and notably, Boss League, the dreaded Boss League, is gone. I assume they got reset by EA for cheating. I don't know exactly what they were doing. It was force closing, airplane mode, backing out of drives that were countered, any of the other cheats that are available. I don't know what they did, but they got bounced, and that is awesome that EA cleaned it up like that. I don't know if they got everybody who was cheating, but certainly one thing that I noticed, I'll go through a couple leagues. You'll notice a lot of new faces on here, not necessarily leagues that were part of the top 100. But at number 80, I think it was, yeah, the Chubb Stubs. This is a completely legitimate league, at least based on our experience playing them. They handed us one of our losses. They were very cool in playing them, and they're one of the leagues that beat us, and they're at number 80. They didn't quite make it. They took a loss in there, but they're a really good league. And one thing I did notice too is that at number 100, just before the league playoffs started, there was a league that played us that was right at number 100, and that was FNL. And if you recall from one of my previous videos, I called out FNL because they were a league that definitely dropped their overall to play us. So I don't know if EA reviewed everything and saw that they were doing that, or if they just got bounced some other way. But FNL was number 100 and is no longer there, and we handed them their only loss. So either EA uh, reset them, which is entirely possible, but we also kept them out of the top 64, which is pretty cool on our part. So onward, and I have to address a player that we just let go, Campbell. And I feel a little bit bad about this. But basically, we're starting regular league to league matches now, and because of that, I want to see who wants to play. There are guys who have not played in the 24 player tournaments. They've just been sitting there on the bench. I'm sure some of them, are perfectly happy with being there and just getting the rewards that we all get for playing in league to league or league season. But I'm sure some of them want to play, so I want to give them the opportunity to play. And I was waiting to hear back from these guys. And Campbell, basically told me to start the tourney anyways. And Campbell, and I'm addressing him directly here because he wasn't on KIK. I wasn't able to talk to him on anything but the regular league chat through Mad Mobile, which is not really the best way to talk to people. You can't take people aside and talk to them individually about different things. And I would have done that if he had given me the opportunity, but he didn't have KIK and instead just constantly blew up our league chat. And it's a type of thing where we made the decision and we voted. Three of the admins made the decision to boot Campbell based on the fact that we didn't think he was being a good teammate. He wasn't putting up 24 all the time. He was talking a lot. He was kind of telling us what to do, different things, and just really wasn't fitting in with our league as a whole. And when you're going to start a league, this is a video game, so some leagues I know take things very seriously. If you don't score 3 touchdowns and 22 points, they could kick you, or different things that can happen. We're not that ruthless, but to us, we want people that we could get along with, and that we could work with, and we didn't think that he was the type of guy to do that with. So I'm sorry, Campbell, but we had to let you go. Now, based on what we're looking for right now, our league requirements are extremely high. And we've talked, as a team in terms of what type of people we'd like to have. And there are some requirements that we have. And for people who are applying, we're trying to keep it, our minimum requirements are really tough. 99 minimum overall, 5 million fans is what we want to see. If somebody comes in cold and, they apply, we'll take a look at you and we'll do a tryout from there. Now, if you don't meet these overall and fan requirements, I would really like you to have the fans and have some experience in league to league or head to head play. But if you don't have the 99 overall, you could contact myself on KIK, Ice the number 9 Vonnegut, look for me, and we can arrange a tryout. And we're looking for people who are going to be good teammates and who can play. That's ideally who we're looking to add at this point. So that is that. At some point here, I'm going to be starting a regular league to league. I'm seeing if anybody else is on here. No, not at this time. We might as well move on to Gauntlet and start it up with the set. And moving, actually, he's under events, isn't he? And here we go. So, because of this, those of you who recall in my earlier videos, way back in January, well, not way back, it's a couple months ago now, I mentioned that last year they had a set where you could exchange 2 Gauntlet or 2 Domination collectibles, the duplicates that you get from the Domination event. And with a gold trophy this year, they have the same event where you can exchange 2 Domination collectibles, and using a gold trophy, you can get a Gauntlet pack. Because of this, a lot of us in our league have a big head start on JJ Watt, and You could see here that I had 109 duplicates, and I bought the gold trophies yesterday because it was leaked on Mudhead that this set was probably going to be out. So I went ahead and got the gold trophies, and we've seen that gold trophies have absolutely spiked because of that. We're going to cover that in a little bit. But that, doing this 54 times, I got a lot of duplicates from that, considering there's only 20 collectibles required for the set. I did get 19 out of 20, and being that close, I spent some of my Madden cash on stamina refills and played until I got the last collectible. It took 3 stamina refills, and the live event, I'm sure everybody's playing it. Very similar to Domination, very, very similar. High difficulty level, get picked a lot, frustrating, but I did unlock him as a result of that and got the last collectible. So we see the offensive, defensive ratings I've already completed the set and got the player. And I might as well go ahead and show him on my team. All right, so here's Gauntlet, J.J. Watt, and base speed, I wish it was a little bit higher, but it's 85, which is not terrible for a power defensive end. Pretty good acceleration though. Awareness boosts up easily. He's at 99. With 99 tackle, he boosts himself up to 99. Pursuit and hit power are excellent. In particular, the hit power at 98 is phenomenal. Power moves are 99, while the finesse is at 70. So this is a pure power defensive end with 98 block shedding, 91 play recognition, and a lot of hidden stats on here. And if you look it up on mudhead.com, he's got some insane stats. 99 zone coverage for this guy. And there are plays where defensive ends drop back into coverage. So all I got to say there is look out for this guy, and wish I could play him at other positions. But unfortunately, I can only play him at defensive end. So the stats are really good. The boost isn't great, and it's pretty redundant on my team. Got Super Bowl Ray Lewis boosting tackle. Also, now have the silver medal master, Cam Chancellor. He boosts tackle. Dawkins, who will be dropping off eventually, boosts tackle. So tackle boost isn't a great one, but it does increase your overall. And you can see in this case, it takes my defense to a 103. And with some other moves that I could probably make on this team right now, maybe adding the new 98 Richard Sherman card and moving Dawkins off, it's possible now that I could maybe get it up a little bit higher. It is possible that I could. But there you go. Still at a 101 overall, but a 103 defense and a gameplay team that I really like at this point. So that's pretty cool. Now, interesting thing about this is J.J. Watt is not the only 99 defensive player in the game. There's Scott. Spending some Madden cash trying to get Gauntlet J.J. Watt, I'm sure. But we're going to take a look at a campus player, a campus hero player that just came out. And we're going to try to find this guy. I wasn't able to find him earlier. Now here's Watt and the market on him. He is sellable, which is pretty cool. It looks like people are trying to get at least 4 million there. He dropped below 4 million coins and is still sitting. Most people who are playing this game, oh, here's a guy who really thinks a lot of him. He either doesn't want to sell them or just asking the moon and the stars. But yeah, here's some undercutting starting to happen. I mean, this is a player that you could just unlock through work. So going through stamina refills or just playing the event, you could get this guy. And there's only 20 collectibles total, unlike Domination, which was 40. So with the event being the same type of setup as Domination, where you can play the event and get the collectible more than once, You could simply spend money on Madden Cash, do the stamina refills, and unlock this guy pretty quickly, I would think. Market's going to drop way down on him. And because of this, I don't think I was considering selling Watt when I saw the prices going so high. But what I thought was, I don't know how much he'll really drop. I assume he'll drop a lot, actually, because he's just unlockable through live events through only 20 collectibles. But at this point, I decided to keep him just to, you know, you do all these things, you keep the collectibles, and you want to get your overall up there. So I just elected to keep him at this point. However, if you did sell him, there's a real good chance that you could buy him back for less coins. There's no doubt about that. But I don't think the carrot is too big for people to just go through and spend 4 million coins on this guy. If it were me and I didn't have any of the domination cards to use on the set, I would still rather spend money on stamina refills and try to get him that way and just grind out the event than spend 4 million coins on this guy. But the other defensive end I wanted to show is not even here. Here's Boss Jason Taylor. Maybe somebody unloaded him because he got Watt. You could see the stats in comparison. Base strength isn't as good, but the speed's better. And this is more similar to there's another defensive end, and he was a campus hero, and he is gone. There's a 99 Clowney card that came out. And the thing about that card is it was a power defensive end, 99 power moves, I believe. I don't know what the block shed was, but his speed was, I believe, 93. So that might be a better player straight up than Watt, but Watt is easier to get and has a boost. So that is pretty much going to be the way to go for a lot of people. All right, and let's move on to this week's Ultimate Legends, and we've got another couple revamped cards, and here's our first one with 98, Zach Thomas. And if we look at the set-based version of the card, the 98, 88 base speed isn't outstanding. And again, with the pattern with EA, with these 98 cards in Ultimate Legends and in Positional Heroes, we see really high base strength and base awareness. And the thing about it is, again, these are the two easiest boosts to, or stats to boost in this game. There's a lot of awareness boosts out there, and there's a lot of strength boosters. So this means that the player is a little bit hard to boost up as a whole. Now, that said, his coverage stats are pretty good. His play recognition is 97, but once again, we see an example where play recognition isn't only not higher than the old 96 version of this guy. It's actually lower at 97. The 96 Zach Thomas card had 98 play recognition. So, not that great of an upgrade from the old card. And what we're going to do is we're going to go into the second Ultimate Legend now, and we're going to take a look at this guy. So pace, not very fast, extremely high base strength and base awareness. Pass block is very good at 96. Impact block is good at 94. Run block is not great for a 98 card, at least, with 91 run block. So this guy, depending on how you play, is not that great a choice. And there are a couple reasons why. His acceleration is good at 87. That helps offset the 68 speed. But with the block number, the run block number being at 91 and the slow speed means he's not the greatest run blocker that we've ever seen. So again, not a real exciting card. So let's take a look at these guys now on the auction house. And we're going to check out middle linebackers first. And the first thing that comes to mind when you look at this Zach Thomas card is why wouldn't you just get Clay Matthews? The speed is real close, the strength boosts up, the awareness is good enough, everything else is good enough, the coverages are good enough. Play recognition is 95, which is too less, but You going to spend 1 million plus on an Ultimate Legend, or are you going to get this guy through a live event or buy him at the auction house because he's everywhere and everybody's undercutting? So here's Thomas going for 1.3 million. Buy it now. And it's just in terms of looking at the value of the whole thing. The 98 Zach Thomas card doesn't look too good. As well, we might as well go into this if we could find him. And there he is on cue. There is another 98 Clay Matthews card that they brought out as part of the signature players, which has been revamped. There's a lot of great players, and this is one of them. And coverage stats are really good here. Not sure what the play recognition is, but the speed is a little bit higher. Probably a better card than the Road to the Ring player. Looks pretty good here. This is a good looking middle linebacker, and because there's two versions of a 98 out there, he's also not bringing a lot of coins. He's sitting here just over 500,000 coins, so also not a bad pickup. And I would say, depending on what the play recognition is, I don't know, might be a better choice than the Zach Thomas card. I am electing at this point still to play Ray Lewis. He's making a lot of plays for me, especially in all Madden. His speed is a little bit better. He's got a boost for tackle, which is redundant, but still good enough on my team, and I'm still playing him. And let's see. Let's go ahead and narrow down our results a little bit. You can also go with the 98 Michael Kendricks card, but it's very expensive. But here's the boss version of Zach, and it's the best middle linebacker in the game. There's no doubt about it. Really high base strength and awareness. Tackles a perfect 100. Coverages are a little bit better. Pretty good looking card. 100 play recognition, which is excellent. So this is your best middle linebacker for overall. And it's a high impact position. There's no doubt about it. And he just sold for 3.5 million coins on a bid. So there you go. If I pulled him at this time, and I've basically sworn off pro packs, I'm just not going to do it. I just haven't gotten any Ultimate Legends or any great players like that this year, so I just can't afford to feed coins back into the system. Although pro pack pulling is not a bad idea now because all the contents of a pro pack, the bronzes and the silvers because of the cam set and the gold players, I think in the future that they're going to be maybe bringing some more coins, so it's not a total loss, but we will see in the future how that pans out. But at this point, I'm just not going to do it. Most people are never going to get these boss players, so it's almost in a way a shame to talk about players that most people aren't going to get, but there's your best middle linebacker in the game at this time. So let's talk about the pace cards. And we got it in 98, which is fine. And there's the 98 version of pace. And as opposed to the 98 version of solder, you can see that solder again is a very balanced card with a high impact block, pretty good speed and acceleration. And now when we look at pace in the 98 card, the set base card, in comparison, the acceleration's a little bit lower, although that's not bad. The speed's not really good, though. The pass block number is better at 2. But other than that, there is no reason to play this guy over solder at all. Here's Mitchell Schwartz. Speed is really slow and with pretty bad acceleration, so not a really good blocker. For the run, 93 run block is not phenomenal for 98 card as well, but his pass block number is really good. And let's see. Here is the boss version of pace. So this is your best offensive tackle in the game. A little bit better acceleration and speed, even higher base strength and awareness. Pass block is an almost perfect 99. and a run block of 96, which is very, very solid. Impact block is extremely high at 97. So we've got some choices at tackle now, and a couple weeks ago we didn't even have a 98. And Sodders are going everywhere for 300,000 coins or less, so you should definitely be looking to pick him up. And what we'll do, and here's our last, another 99, and speed and acceleration are good, and the Trent Williams, this is the new signature cards, and a perfect 100 pass block, 96 run block, not a real high impact block, but still be a good player too. I think that unless they bring back another live event to get these guys, that would be the road sign event, and we hope they bring back that live event. I don't know if they will at this point, but if they do, then this guy will be pullable and the price will go down and he'll be a good choice. So that is it on that. And let's go into the other signature players now. And there's one that I got in particular in mind. And let's see what he is going for. So they got another Richard Sherman card, and he didn't have a great year. But this is a really good card. This is a 6'3" corner, and now they've got the speed at 95, so he boosts to the upper 90s easily. Tackle numbers pretty high, better zone coverage than man, but 100 zone coverage and 96 play recognition. As a man cover, it's lower than other guys, but I think along with his height and he has enough speed to keep up in this card, this is going to be a really good card, and I would like to get it on my team. Probably play him at corner one, and the reason why you would want to play a guy like this instead of a Dion is because he's taller. With the big wide receivers that are coming out in this game, for example, I've got Andre Johnson on my team. He boosts up to 99 strength. That is kind of a mismatch for Dion. If Dion doesn't make the play or break it up, deflect the pass or pick it, there's a real good chance that like a 99 Johnson or the Michael Irvin card or Jerry Rice, is sometimes a problem for Dion. They're going to break a tackle and make a really big play. So a guy like Sherman, even though the man coverage is a little bit lower, could be a good choice. Let's go on into some of the other signature players that have come out. Here's a new Thomas Davis card. And the thing about this guy's cards all year is they're really good coverage linebackers. People were playing the BCA card even at higher overalls because of the guy's gameplay. Really good zone and man coverage. And this is approaching Super Bowl Brooks type of levels in terms of zone coverage. I think 94 is as high as Brooks or maybe even a little bit better. Not a real quick card. And the thing about this for me is when the speed's 89 and with one speed booster, I should say, he'll be at 91. That's not an outstanding number. If the card was faster, I'd probably be trying to get this card right now. But because of the way that speed is, not a great choice for me. I want a little bit more speed if I'm going to spend all this money on a player, but still a pretty good choice. And moving on, there's a 98 offensive guard. And here he is. And he looks like he's pretty common. Going below 1,000,000 coins and sitting. And let's take a look at his stats here. Willie Colon, good acceleration, not really good, real good speed, real good pass block. So this is more of a pass block type of guy with the slower speed and the lower run block at 92. The impact block is okay at 93. It's not really, really high. So a good choice. Good for overall. Not necessarily great depending on how you like to play. Hutchinson card, very, very slow, even with the good run block. Not somebody I'd be too excited about getting. Incognito. This is a pretty good choice with a little bit higher speed and acceleration. Good run blocker, decent pass blocker, and a little bit higher impact block than some of the other cards we were looking at. So, not a bad choice as well. Might as well go through and show some of the others. New 98 quarterback. And Mr. Eli gets no. Might as well cover the Manziel card too, because he's out there, even though the Clowney card is not. But let's take a look now. Actually, we might as well go over 98 quarterbacks and above and just kind of do a review of this. So, people have been used to playing Tom Brady. This might be a little bit of an upgrade. Throw power is a little bit better. Throw accuracy deep is better. The mid is still very good, even though it's not as good as Brady. And he doesn't have a boost, though. So I'm not too entirely excited about this card. Wouldn't pick him up. If I made a move, I've still got the rookie and the Mike Vick set. And with the speed and the pretty good accuracies, I might want to give him a shot. I'd wait till the collectibles are cheaper, though. Best quarterback in the game for a lot of people is Mike Vick, and the boss card and 98 speed, 100 throw power, really good stats. And let's take a look at this new Manziel card. And this is kind of funny because he just got released, but pretty good stats, not great throw power. Throw accuracy short is very high, which is kind of a joke. This guy hasn't done anything in the NFL at this point. Throw accuracies are pretty good, though. Not real strong, but fast. So, not bad card if you don't mind getting making fun of, which I guess goes for Tebow, too. So, there are other signature cards that have come out, and again, I really hope they do bring back the roadside event. That'd be awesome. That way a lot of people could get these, high 90s players, but we'll see what EA does in regards to that. But that is my video for the day. Covered Ultimate Legends and Signature and League Season Tournament. We are looking for another member, so just look up myself, Ice the number 9 Vonnegut on KIK, and we can have a chat and we can see about arranging a tryout. If you have any questions, anything you want to see, let me know. Always remember Papa Raider, Aiden Sapphire, and Ryan. They are in my YouTube subscriptions as well. Thanks for watching.